morning number 3, day number 4. It's cold out today. It's been a great trip, but it's been a tough trip. I haven't seen a lot of deer. The deer just aren't moving right now. It's been warm. It's just not quite time. Did get cold out last night, so I got one more morning. You know, just the off chance that old Maple Tag makes the same truck that he did yesterday. I don't know. I'm not really banking on it, but it'd be nice to get extremely lucky. I'll take anything at this point. If not, I got the rest of the year to at least fill a doe tag. The bucks are going to be tough unless they get out here in the next couple weeks. I feel like I've worked pretty hard and stayed pretty patient and been pretty alert in the stand, so I've done good. I've honed my skills with the crossbow in the stand, so it's all been a good, positive learning experience, no doubt about it. Eventually we're going to finish this thing off with the deer. Okay, I just put a bolt in a pretty nice little buck, like a 2.5-year-old. Wasn't a very good shot. I could see the bolt was still in there. It was kind of high, so I'm a little nervous about this one. I'm giving it about a 50-50. I'm going to wait it out a bit before I even look. All right, it's 10 o'clock. I shot that deer 8:45. I'm not feeling great about it. Things I don't like is I shot that thing kind of high. I saw the bolt in there. So it wasn't a pass-through. Another thing I don't like. And it was slightly quartering towards me. And since it was almost at my eye level, probably not much of a downward trajectory on that shot. And because that bolt didn't pass through, finding blood might be hard. So what I'm going to do is get down, see if I can locate some blood, and then I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to go pack up my stuff, get ready, and I'll come back and look for it. I saw where he went, and I might have heard him back there a little bit, so that would be a positive. Anyway, I want that deer really bad. It's a nice deer, probably an 8-pointer, not a real big racket, just 2.5-year-old deer. Nice body, great deer. I'd be super thrilled with that deer. I really want to find it. I don't want to end up this video with a lesson on heartbreak. God, I really want to find some blood. God, no blood yet. Seen any blood yet? This is gonna be hard. Dang it. I'm gonna have to turn the camera off. Okay, I got blood. Looks like he's bleeding okay. I'm gonna give it some time. Alright, so we got blood going into the tall grass. I'm just about 50-50. I mean, I'm glad I know where he is or where he went into that grass. Next thing I gotta do is fix a blood trail of my own. More than nicked myself with the broadhead. Dark. Turn back, and thank goodness I have at least a little bit of a first aid kit. A couple of good bandages to keep me going. That's our plan. I'm gonna pack everything up, get it loaded, and go look for that deer. Probably try to get a little nutrition in me, and especially after this. Keep that thing closed with this bandage. God, that thing hurts. Dang, they took my thumb off. All right. Sweet potatoes and cheese curds. Man, I gotta tell you, I mean, it's fine. Sweet potatoes are fine. I'm really having a hard time kind of keeping food, or not keeping food down, but just getting an appetite. I mean, at the end of the day, I've eaten some big meals. I don't know if I'm just not burning enough calories, or, you know, the one thing that, you know, I've been feeling the dumps here for a couple weeks and all that. But, you know, I'm not lazy. And, you know, if I am changing direction work-wise, which I am, I figure put a little effort into the YouTube channel. So that's what I've been doing for a week and a half. So at the minimum, I'm gonna keep working hard at this because it is hard. This is a lot to take on for one person, I promise you. You know, just trying to film it, produce everything. I love it. Give the videos a little thought. Try to do a little better telling the story, even though you just, you know, I'm pretty much exhausted all the time out here. Every daylight moment is of necessity when you're hunting. You know, you just don't have much time for cooking. In fact, I should have just prepped my meals. Eventually, if I had more time to put into it, you know, I think it's gonna be more of a cooking channel anyway. You know, I wanna find this deer, so it's not just a video of me doing acrobats in trees and tree stands. I shouldn't even post that stuff anyway. I'm pacing up here, so I'm nervous for some reason. I'll tell you what, cuts, tree stand falls, swimming in the river, stuff like that doesn't alarm me nearly as much as my panic attacks. I'm a little susceptible, especially if I'm dehydrated, so that for me is an issue. If it's gonna be colder next time, I don't know, let's find this buck and not make it a next time. All right, let's go find Gigi, that nice little buck. The one time that I really wish I had somebody with me. Most of the times I can handle a few days by myself. But there's so many scenarios with this deer. I just wish I could just bounce it, just to keep the anxiety down. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Probably because of, I don't know, a video or something. Plus I put a lot of time in for this deer. So it's gonna be a real heartbreak if I don't get it. Now, I obviously hit shoulder, so I was forward, which is good. I believe that bolt's in there far enough. I am surprised it didn't pass through. It might have just hit the other side of the shoulder, other shoulder. That'd be fine too. But he moved away pretty, you know, not real fast. I thought I was gonna be able to get another shot off at him. So he just kind of galloped. I could tell he was hurt, of course. A little high, I wish it was 2 inches lower. That just would have been a beauty. I'm really, really hoping it still was. Best case scenario is I get in the weeds about 15 yards and he's laying there. I want that so bad. But I'm gonna have to go in there slow. My crossbow ready to go. If I jump him, I want to try to get a shot off. Clip him on the neck or anything, that'll slow him down. The worst case scenario, I lose blood. I mean, a high shot, he could survive that. And he was a pretty good sized animal, so he's a tough bugger, no doubt about it. I'm talking to the camera, I'm feeling better. So I'm gonna keep talking here. Other scenarios, I could jump him. And I could chase him around all day. Man, I've done that a handful of times. That's usually a gut shot. I'm pretty darn sure it wasn't a gut shot, so at least I know that. I feel pretty good about it. I'm just gonna say that, I just got a pretty good feeling. Man, this whole thing has me sick to my stomach. I mean, I know he was hurt bad, so I feel over 50% chance that I'm going to recover this deer. But still, it's painful, and it'll be really, really, really painful if I don't find him. And I will tell you, and I've told people this, that in the archery game and the crossbow game, I guess, I'm finding out is that, you know, you better be able to tolerate some heartbreak, because, man, it sometimes ends in heartbreak. Watch me jump old Maple Tag in here and shoot him by mistake. I'd have some editing to do. I don't think that's really a good sign. There's blood there, but dang it. He stood there for a second, and then he moved off. Bad sign. I mean, there's pretty good blood. I mean, dang it. We're bleak. I'm not going to give up for a while, but yeah, not much blood. If I can just, oh, there's some right here. If I can just get him going out into that grass and to lay down, maybe I got a chance. Well, this looks grim. I mean, I'm still seeing a little bit of blood. And still bleeding lightly, but he's back out of the grass. It's really going to take a miracle, but I'm going to keep him, you know, as long as he's bleeding a little bit, I got a chance, so I'll keep going. Just don't know. I'm in this grassy field here. He just came out of here, last bit of blood. And then I went in this whole grass area and I searched, yelled. So if he's alive in there, I would have jumped him. So he's not in there alive. And just thinking he had to have crawled out of here. Too many trees and down here, and for him to have to get over, I don't think he's going to want to really have to do much at all. I'm going to give it another half hour. I don't care if I have to ride my bike in the dark or whatever, but God, I just cannot find one more spot of blood. Let me know what direction he went from here. Darn it. That's a bummer. I'm going to have to change the title of this one. Dang it. That's a lost deer. Shit. And I looked everywhere. I hit the whole grass area. I finally found another blood trail going into the woods. He climbed the hill, bled a little bit. Just wasn't bleeding. It was just a shoulder shot, a bad shot. Dang it, I feel terrible about that. Just sick about it. Just happened quick. It was a quick shot. He came out of that opening and looked right at me. It was just a quick decision. An inch or two. So that was a tough one. Nice 8-pointer. Nothing big or anything as far as that, but really nice. Bigger than any doe I would have shot at any point. It was a nice deer. 2.5-year-old deer, a nice deer in here, does and bucks. Ah, what a heartbreaker. Man, I looked everywhere. I don't even know what time it is. It's getting late. It's gonna be dark by the time I get my business done. Oh well. I just got like a couple miles here. 6-mile bike ride. Darn it. Man. I don't know. I think I did everything I could. Look through all that grass, like I said, I wish I'd have seen where he went first. I wouldn't have had to bother waste my time there. And then I circled around, and at this point I just wanted to try to jump him. I was hoping he'd lay down, and if I could just keep him moving, maybe he'd get weak and maybe he'd keep bleeding, but I don't think the injury's bad enough. Definitely not much blood. He did not bleed much, so he's definitely, I feel terrible for that deer. That's really a tough one, especially for that deer. Darn it. But here's the deal. You make a bad shot, things don't always go your way hunting, period. I don't mind putting all the time in and all this and that. I don't mind not seeing very many deer. at all. Nothing bothers me about not getting a deer. It's just the way it went. So that's a bummer, a real bummer. But you know what you have to do is dang it. Thumb. It's bleeder. What we have to do is you got to shake it off. You got to stay positive. You just can't let it, you can't dwell on it at all. It's, you know, I feel terrible for that deer, but you just have to move on. I learned a ton about this location, just about crossbow hunting. So that was a tough loss there. A real tough loss. The best thing to do is just get out there and get after it again. I'm not doing it tonight. Gotta talk about the hunt while it's fresh in my mind. Okay, well, yeah, disappointed in the end. Oh man, am I disappointed. For so many reasons. I'm actually physically ill. Not physically ill. I don't know why I keep saying, well, I am physically ill. I'm just not puking. But I feel like it. So I'm really sad about that. I'm really sad for that buck. And, but I'm gonna not hang my head, and I'm already thinking about coming back. I did see old Maple Tag, and he's definitely piqued my interest. And I was back there looking, trying to kick up Gigi, and there's a lot of buck sign back there. So I think this spot's pretty good. This island, I was kind of on the tip of it. This island's just giant, and it's really hard to access because one side of it's all private ag. I mean, you can get a boat in here. It's pretty shallow, but if you have the right boat, you can get in here. So it gets hunted a little bit. I saw just a dandy. I mean, that thing was just giant. When I saw him, I don't know what possessed me to turn around, but I did, and here he came kind of down this little hill, quartering towards me, going into the thicket I was hunting. I had that whole lane in that thicket. And that doe came right by there the night before. I was really hoping when I saw him come down, I didn't really see his rack. I saw his big wide body, and I saw he had just a wide rack. That's all I saw. From that angle, that's all I could see. I'm also not very good at seeing antlers. He went into the thicket, and I was like, yeah, it's happening. This monster is gonna come right towards me. Nothing. I was like, darn it. And then I heard a little splash and walked across the river. He got to the other side. He turned around and looked for probably 10 seconds, I bet. I saw that he was pretty tall too, so wide and tall. I would say probably second biggest deer I've ever seen in a tree stand. So it was massive in my book. And I really like that area. It's pretty. I really got, you know, I didn't see a lot of deer. I think there's more deer in there. There's probably more in other spots. I mean, I could camp down here. This is called Naked Man Beach. We see this guy down here every Saturday when we're fishing down here. He's naked with a bike in his canoe. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I like the area. It gets hunted. There's some access. There's an access you can get to it easier than anything kind of over on this side for sure. So if I was looking for really remote hunting, this Naked Man Beach over here would be real good. Cramp. A lot of cramps. Yeah, I worked pretty hard today looking for that deer. I really gave it everything I had. I promise. I mean, every inch of my being held out hope for that deer. God, I wanted that deer so bad. I always do. You always do. I like hunting out here. I always have. But I've wounded a few deer out here. I'm not making light of it, but this is a hard deal. It doesn't come easy. And this hunt didn't come easy. I mean, I enjoyed, oh man, this was a fun hunt. One of my all-time favorites, I think. I'm gonna remember this one for sure. I'm gonna be sick for a while. I'm gonna have a lot of cramps and and I got a really bloody finger. It's just oozing right now. It's not that bad. My number one motto in life, and especially hunting, is you gotta stay positive. You really do. I mean, I generally feel good in life. I feel very good in life. I feel super healthy. Got a lot of energy. I got a lot of experience in the outdoors. I'm gonna try to make a go of this YouTube thing. Really am, as hard as I can. Any spare time. I mean, that's the one thing. If I wasn't really working last week, and about a week and a half, I've just been really in the dumps. But at least I've been working on my YouTube stuff. And to me, that's really important for a lot of reasons. Fantasy. I have a channel that pays for my living. Absolute fantasy. So I'm gonna try, do what I can. Every chance I get, I'm gonna keep at it, do the best I can. This beautiful area, God, so much nature out here. It's incredible. This might be my favorite day. And after thinking about it a little bit more, as much as I really need to get it together, old maple tag is still out there, so I might have to try to find some time to come back.